Hello, everybody. Mary Gregory here with Detroit City TV at the Chevrolet Detroit Belle Isle Grand Prix. Today in this media room we had the official press conference with the racers as well as the corporations and other media broadcasts from the local area. So why don't you come along with us and we'll get a quick preview in the pits with some of the racers. Does that sound good?
This
We'll see you there.
I'm going to get him up first, Elo Castroneves, who I've known a long, long time. I got to watch him climb the fence for the first time here in Detroit, the wobbly fence back in those days. We have sturdy fences now. That was way back at the beginning. In fact, he won the second race last year, so you're looking for two in a row here in Detroit.
That's right. We definitely have a very good, strong team. Again, congrats to Juan Pablo. It's great to be part of this organization and celebrate the 16th of Roger's win, and it is just fantastic. So hopefully now the Hitachi car will be fast like last year, and can't wait to go out there on the new track. Sounds like they made some improvements, and super excited for that.
Have you had a chance to look at it or drive around it yet?
I saw in the winter. It wasn't very good to see, but which was covering the snow. But it was certainly. I heard my other teammates talking about it, and they seem to be great other opportunities for passing. Which we, as a driver, when we're leading, you don't want that kind of scenario. You know, you want it as tight as possible. I told Roger and Belle, I said, why are we going to change? I mean, we were winning. So, but at the end of the day, it's about the fans, and we're going to hopefully going to do it again.
Well, it's a great place, great venue, and I understand there will be probably more passing with the changes made. So you just have to go a little bit faster.
I understand. No problem. Well, we're going to make it happen.
Elio Castroneves, again, he is the three-time winner here in Detroit. And now I think I saw him over here, Simon. There you are, Simon Pagenaud, drives the number 22 PVG Team Penske Chevrolet. You're also a winner here in Detroit.
That's right, yeah.
You remember that day?
Oh, I do. It was my first IndyCar win here in Detroit, so it's always going to be printed in my memory for a long, long time.
Now, I know Bud Denker was talking to you last night about the changes of the track. One of the things you were talking about was the back straightaway, the Strand. It comes along Belle Isle, you see Windsor in the background. You thought it was wider, and he said it's 13 feet narrower. The big difference in the back straightaway.
Yeah, actually, so you see the track is actually beautiful. They pour concrete around the racetrack, and the track looks white. It's the first track you see that looks white. Actually, it's going to look so cool on TV, but it gives you an impression of being really white. And they've done a great job with the backstretch. I think, usually the racing line was a natural block. Now that won't happen anymore, which is great for racing.
What do you look for this weekend? And plus, being with Team Penske now, you're the new guy. And I know last year there was a lot of things going on, a lot of jokes being played amongst the three when Juan came on board. Have they done anything to you this year?
So far, it's okay. We won't go there again, Juan Pablo. So it's been good. It's been fun, actually. I really enjoyed being part of Team Penske. I think being four is actually an even number, and it makes it work really well. And we're here at Detroit. This is Roger's hometown, so it's a big event for us. It's our hometown race, Team Penske. So we, wherever it is, we're going to bring a win back, and it would be fantastic for Roger and the whole Penske organization.
Simon Pagenaud, look for him up front. And let's see, Will, I saw you. Over there. Couldn't see him from behind. Will Power, driver of the number 1 Verizon Team Penske Chevrolet, and the reason it's number 1 on it, he is the defending series champion.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you keep it. That's the plan.
Well, you're 25 points behind this gentleman who's sitting here coming into this weekend. As was mentioned before, 100 points on the line if you can sweep the weekend.
Yeah, it's not something I really think about as a point situation, but definitely keen to keep on performing at the top. I think the last 4 races for me have been very strong, so I expect the same this weekend. I've obviously got 3 teammates who are also equally as fast, but it's been very, very, very fun working with them. I think it's lifted all our games, and if you're a little bit off, you can always find it in the data. One of the guys will have that sector, so I think that's made us all better drivers.
You won the first race here last year when you came to Belle Isle. On Sunday when we raced for the second time, that would be your 100th start with Team Penske.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that actually. Someone told me down there, so I've racked up a lot of mileage with Penske. It's gone pretty fast. You know, it wasn't that long ago that you know, I was just a part-time driver, but it's been fantastic for my career, and it's just, you know, been a real honour to drive for Roger, because you're just given all the best equipment, and you know, it puts pressure on you to want to win, because you know, he creates a situation that's perfect for a driver.
Absolutely. Will Power, look for him up front. That's one for all up front. And this gentleman, first won the Indianapolis 500 in thrilling fashion on Sunday. Won back 15 years ago. Currently leading the points, Juan Pablo Montoya. First, congratulations on the Indianapolis 500 win.
No, thank you. It's big. I mean, I think, you know, I want to thank, you know, Verizon and Roger for the opportunity. Everybody at Chevy as well. You know, I mean, the day didn't start the way we expected. You know, first caution, and we get run from behind, and I was really pissed off. I can tell you that. With all the respect to all the ladies here, I was very rude in the car. But I have to tell the story. That was really funny, because they said, "Oh, he just made a mistake." No, it was a she. I was that angry. So. But you know, my guys do a really good job of keeping my head cool, and you know, once we get back into the rhythm, we did a good job. We worked on the car. Something we did is we kept up with the race track. Every race stop, we made the car better and better and better and better. And we got to the point, actually, the last stop, I said, leave it alone. We had a good enough car to win, so it was pretty exciting.
You said get back in rhythm. The last few days have probably been, you don't even know where you've been. You've been to New York, I think, out west. You've been all over the place. Your voice is about shot, doing interviews. Is it good to get here and start thinking about racing and just go, okay, I can get back in the car. That's my office, and not get away from this stuff for a while?
To be honest with you, I lost my voice from screaming in the car. When I got to Victor Lane, I went to interview, I'm like, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in trouble. So my voice is actually coming back, so I'm doing really good. It was a really cool experience, you know. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of traveling, but I mean, going to New York, you know, all the morning shows, you know, we rang the bell, did, you know, Sports Illustrated, you know, USA Today. Even on Wednesday, there was a full page on USA Today. I thought it was really cool. I mean, and the bigger thing, I think, we showed what IndyCar is all about. You know, it's about speed, performance, you know, being competitive, and bringing the best, you know, bringing the A game, you know, and I think we can translate that to people that watch every week. You know, I think IndyCar is just going to take off massively.
Speaking of bringing the A game, last year was a readjustment back to being Indy cars after being away. This year, what I saw in Indianapolis in the last 15 laps was the Juan Montoya I knew many years ago, that knew where he was going, knew what the car could do, could drive it maybe just a little bit more than maybe it should be going to get the win. Do you feel like now you're back, you got your feet under you, and watch out?
The year has been going really well. You know, I've got 4 podiums out of 6 races, and the only place we really struggled was Barber. We were awful all weekend. You know, I did a really bad job driving, and we did a bad job setting it up, and we did a bad job calling the race. You know, and I broke the car, and you know, I think we ran out front wings. It's just, can we just get it over with? So it was a difficult day, but I mean, I'm excited coming to Detroit. You know, this is a place I always felt that I got robbed when I ran here. I remember Chip was busy talking to somebody, and the caution came out, and he forgot to call me in. So it's a fact, and it hurt. So hopefully, you know, I mean, I got really tough teammates. They both won here last year, and Simon won here already. So I don't want to be the old man out, so I'm going to take one.
I'll tell you this, Roger will not be on the phone if there comes a decision to be made. I can guarantee you that right now.
No, it's exciting. I mean, something that Team Penske has done for me, it brought that fire back. You know, as Will said, we're so competitive, all of us, that we just want to beat each other so badly. It's fun.
Well, enjoy yourself, enjoy the win. Juan Pablo Montoya, you're Indianapolis 500. And now we're going to go across the warm room for a gentleman that drives for SuperTax, AJ Floyd. Drives the number 14 ABC Supply, AJ Floyd Racing Honda, and that's Takuma Sato, who joins us here. Takuma, back to Detroit. Exciting time here back on the road course. Busy time though. Indianapolis, you had the Grand Prix of Indianapolis, then you had the 500, then you got this race next week. It's a tough time. Is it a good time though for a driver to get into that rhythm?
I think so. I think all the drivers should be able to lady every single weekend. But the boys done what an incredible days and weeks. And, you know, I mean, the build from oval car to the street course car, you know, swap engine, etc. never stopped. So they never had a time to fully recover. They're doing a good job, and obviously now it's the 5 consecutive racing activity week, and that's so exciting. Going to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the road course as well as 500. Now go back to another racing for the street course. It's a very tough, course here. It's what a contrast from 500. That's really exciting.
You know, a lot of times I think we all forget about the team guys, the crew guys who've got to put the car together for you and work on it, and their time schedule. I was up early this morning, went downstairs to get coffee at 6 in the morning, and I think all the race team guys were getting ready to head to the track already, and this is just, a move-in day, get the car ready kind of day. And for them to have the grind that they've got to do, and to give you a good car each week, well, you do forget that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, fully respect. What they do is a great job. No one can do it without passion, to be honest, because the guys worked even day before yesterday, the very late night in that speedway to build the final car, brought it up, and yesterday just arrived, and then this morning you're already in here setting up all the other things, and the guys doing what they're good at, and with passion and full respect, and without them we can't race, and they prepared a very, very safe and a very competitive car, so I really appreciate it.
Okay, what's the experience working for AJ?
Different from the other teams. Having said I did get good meaning, of course. I mean, it was a scary winter for all of us that AJ had the surgery, and a quite serious, heart surgery, but he will succeed, and he recovered, and he back on the track. It's nice to see him over the winter. He lost a little bit weight, and now it's really healthy, and he's very nice, off track, and then on the pit track he's a little bit aggressive, but we like it, and really certainly be proud of the part of the AJ4 Racing organization.
Absolutely so. Thank you. Good luck to Kunsama.
Now it is my pleasure to bring up some special gentlemen whose efforts over the years have not only made this Grand Prix an incredible success, but continue its success for many, many years to come. Please welcome, first of all, the General Motors Executive Vice President, Global Product Development, Purchasing and Supply Chain, Mark Royce. The Chairman of the Chevrolet Detroit Belle Isle Grand Prix, Bud Dinker. And the Senior Vice President and Commercial Team Leader for Huntington Bank, Mike Land. Let me start out just quickly with Mark here. Mark, this Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix has been an important event for Detroit, but it is also extremely important for General Motors. Why?
Well, as you know, we're sort of in the shadow of our world headquarters here, and we spent a lot of money on the riverfront here, and the Conservancy and all the things that are Detroit on the riverfront here. So as our company went through a rebirth here, the city is beginning to rebirth as well. And when Roger and I put the engine programs here together a few years ago, we said we'll get back into the racing with the engines and the aero kits now this year, but we're going to have races in Detroit, and that was part of the condition. And that means a lot to everybody here. It brings almost $50 million to the downtown piece of Detroit, right in the center of where we see all the activity happening here from a school system, from a government standpoint, and then most importantly, the businesses and the buildings with the help of people like Quicken Loans and Huntington. So this has been an incredible place to see actually happen. I've lived here my whole life, and for us to live down here and spend most of our time down here and see the race here and bring everybody down for what I think is the most exciting event in Detroit. It is now a world-class event for Detroit, and we couldn't be prouder to be part of it.
Now, Bud Dinker, Chairman of the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix, Bud, so many improvements here at Belle Isle. Read about all the things that have been done. Could you share with us some of the things that have been done?
Well, when Roger had the vision of bringing this race back in 2006 at the Super Bowl, it was one of the big reasons was to help in the revitalization of Belle Isle Park. And you'll see today when you're out there tomorrow, this weekend, what has occurred just this past year. Overall, since 2006, we've invested over $13 million improvements on Belle Isle. $13 million improvements. And just this last year alone, $4.5 million. Since you were there last time in that racetrack, and the media was there in the media center, $4.5 million. Now, a lot of that's improved in the roadways, the drainage systems that haven't been touched in 50 years, new bike trails, new sidewalks, ADA compliance, new drainage areas, treating people to picnic, and things that you may not see, things you are going to see when you cross that Belle Isle Bridge. There are all new LED lighting systems across the bridge. The lights were not working, and now they are working. And around the lagoon and Scott Fountain are working. And by the way, today is the first day that Scott Fountain will run for the rest of the summer. And those are all byproducts of having the race here in Detroit. So it's a wonderful event for this weekend, but the other 51 weeks of the year that we're not racing here, those people get to use our park. And as Mark said, the economic benefit is huge, $50 million. And guess what? We're going to have 8 hours of television coverage of this beautiful waterfront. And what a showcase, and how do you put a dollar value on that, what it means to Detroit for that too. So we're the only duel in the whole series. So the drivers love having those duels, much will. And everybody here. 50 points per race, so someone could leave here with 100 points if they win both races. It's a massive piece, but Belle Isle's improved. You're going to see the improvements, and we're proud to be part of that.
As well you should be. I mean, all the improvements for competition, for fan comfort, and the great part is that these improvements are going to live here year-round for the folks who in this area, and tremendous impact, economic impact and perceptual impact on Detroit as we get to showcase this grand city. Let me go over to Mike Land, Senior Vice President of Commercial and Team Lending for Huntington Bank. And Mike, you guys have been a strong supporter of this event for so long. You know, what does being a part of this Grand Prix, why does it make so much sense for Huntington Bank?
You know, this is a great event, and you know, it's so important for the city, and so important for the region, and really so important for the state. And you know, Huntington has made a big investment over the past, really ramped it up over the past 5 years, investing in this region. And you know, we all work and play as Huntington employees in this region. So what this event does for the community and for the greater community really you know, plays well into what we do. Is you know, 150 years ago the bank was founded, and B.J. Huntington set out a mission, and he said, we're not just going to be a place where we take deposits and lend money, but we really want to be part of the fabric of the community. And that's why it's so important for us to be part of this, because it's so important for the community. It's so important for Huntington to be part of that fabric and part of that investment in the city.
And Mike, you know, we noticed your company involved in a lot of exciting projects in the near future. Can you share with us some of the things we expect to see from Huntington in the coming months?
Sure. We're opening 40 new branches in Meijer stores across the state. That's going to create 250 jobs. That's going to put us in about 200 branches across the state of Michigan, number 2 in branches. We were far less 5 years ago than we are today there. And we're going to continue to help this economy with programs like the Michigan Business Direct, where we, Michigan Business Direct, where we committed $2 billion over 4 years to lend money to businesses and to consumers in this market. And we've helped over 2,500 businesses during that process, and we actually exceeded that goal and hit it far earlier than the 4-year time frame. We've also got a micro lending program that we've committed $25 million to help small businesses, small loans, $10,000 to $100,000, to help those small businesses that you know, kind of fall in the cracks sometimes. And that $25 million was allocated, and the first $5 million is going to the city of Detroit to help those businesses in this city and help the you know, the rejuvenation of what's happening downtown and in this city.
Well, that's fabulous, Mike. And before we let Mark and Bud and Mike go, I'd be remiss. There were a couple of introductions that I did not make at the very top, and one of those. I sometimes calls when I introduce this man because I know that he needs. I hate to hear the phrase "he needs no introduction," but this is a man that we call him the captain. He's a captain of industry, a captain of competition, captain of championships, and those of us in the media that have been around motorsports of all different kinds for the last 30 years, in our mind, he's a captain of character and integrity. But ladies and gentlemen, Roger Penske. Anyway, we have one more, I think, quick presentation to make. Let's welcome Bud Baker back up here to the stage. Bud?
So yeah, we are going to have your dessert for you before you have your entree. You'll have your entree first, but my team thought they'd bring up a little something for our driver, Mr. Montoya, for his celebrating that wonderful victory there. And on behalf of us at the Grand Prix, it states Roger T. Penske, congratulations on your 16th Indianapolis 500. Team Penske and Juan Pablo Montoya, winner of the 2015 Indianapolis 500. So on behalf of our team, congratulations as well.